Welcome back to the Old Charles. Today we are diving into a coin that many people have seen but very few truly understand, and that is the United States half-dollar from 1974. This coin may look simple at first glance, but it carries a story of history, design and value that can surprise both beginners and experienced collectors. So sit back and relax as we explore everything you need to know about the 1974 half-dollar and discover whether this coin in your pocket could be worth more than you think. The 1974 half-dollar is part of the famous Kennedy half-dollar series, which was first introduced in 1964 shortly after the tragic passing of President John F. Kennedy. The coin was created to honor his legacy, and it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in American history. By 1974 the coin had already gone through several changes, especially in its metal composition, which plays a big role in its value. Today, unlike the earliest Kennedy half-dollars from 1964, which were made of 90% silver, the 1974 version does not contain any silver at all. Instead, it is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, which means it has a core of copper with outer layers of nickel and copper. This change happened because of rising silver prices in the late 1960s, which made it too expensive for the government to continue producing silver coins for circulation. Even though the 1974 half-dollar does not have silver, it still holds value depending on its condition, rarity and any special features it might have. Millions of these coins were produced in two main locations, which were Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while coins from Denver carry a small D mint mark on the reverse side near the eagle. Because so many of these coins were made, most 1974 half-dollars found in circulation today are only worth their face value of 50 cents. However, that does not mean all of them are common or low in value. The condition of the coin is one of the most important factors in determining its worth. Coins that have been heavily used will show scratches, dull surfaces and worn details, and these are usually only worth face value. But coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more. Uncirculated coins are those that were never used in everyday transactions and still retain their original mint shine. These coins can sell for a few dollars or more depending on how well they have been preserved. Collectors often look for coins with strong details, bright luster and minimal marks. These qualities can increase the value of a 1974 half-dollar beyond its basic worth. Another factor that can make this coin valuable is the presence of errors or unique variations. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin production process, and these mistakes can create rare and collectible coins. For example, a double die error happens when the design is stamped more than once in slightly different positions, which creates a visible doubling effect on the letters or numbers. Coins with this kind of error can be worth much more than regular coins. Other types of errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets and coins with unusual surface features. These mistakes are not very common, so when collectors find them they are often willing to pay a premium price. If you have a 1974 half-dollar, it is always a good idea to examine it closely or even have it checked by a professional to see if it has any rare features. Proof coins are another important category when talking about the value of the 1974 half-dollar. Proof coins are specially made for collectors using polished dies and carefully prepared planchets. These coins have a mirror-like finish and very sharp details. They were not meant for circulation and were sold directly to collectors by the United States Mint. A 1974 proof half-dollar can be worth more than a regular coin, especially if it is in perfect condition. Collectors often look for proof coins with no scratches or imperfections, and these can sell for several dollars or even more depending on the market demand. Grading also plays a major role in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor condition to perfect mint state. Coins that receive high grades such as MS65 or higher are considered to be in excellent condition and can command higher prices. Grading is usually done by professional companies that examine the coin carefully and assign it a grade based on its appearance. One interesting thing about the 1974 half-dollar is that it is not commonly used in everyday transactions, even though it is still legal tender. Many people simply do not use half-dollars in daily life, which means they often sit in collections jars or bank vaults. This has helped preserve many of these coins in good condition, which is why uncirculated examples are still relatively easy to find compared to older coins. When it comes to collecting, the 1974 half-dollar can be a great starting point for beginners. It is affordable, easy to find, and part of a larger historical series that many collectors enjoy completing. Building a collection of Kennedy half-dollars from different years can be both fun and rewarding, and it can also help you learn more about coin history and value. If you are interested in selling a 1974 half-dollar, the best approach is To first determine its condition and check for any errors or special features, you can compare your coin to others online or visit a local coin dealer for an evaluation. Sometimes even a small detail can make a big difference in the final price. It is also important to store your coins properly to protect their value. Keeping them in protective holders away from moisture and direct sunlight can help maintain their condition over time. Coins that are well cared for are more likely to retain their value and attract buyers if you decide to sell them in the future. In conclusion, the United States half dollar from 1974 may not be made of silver, but it still has its own unique place in coin collecting. Its value depends on condition, rarity, and any special characteristics it may have. While many of these coins are only worth face value, others can be worth several dollars or more, especially if they are in excellent condition or have rare errors. So the next time you come across a half dollar, take a closer look, because you never know what hidden value might be waiting in your hands. The story of the 1974 half dollar begins with the legacy of the John F. Kennedy, whose sudden assassination in 1963 shocked the entire nation. The United States wanted to honor him in a meaningful and lasting way, and one of the fastest decisions made was to place his image on a circulating coin. By 1964 the Kennedy half dollar was introduced, and it quickly became a symbol of remembrance and national pride. The design of the coin was created by Gilroy Roberts for the front side and Frank Gasparo for the reverse. The front shows a detailed portrait of President Kennedy, while the back features the presidential seal with an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. This powerful design has remained mostly unchanged for decades and continues to represent strength and unity. When the Kennedy half dollar was first released in 1964, it was made of 90% silver. People quickly began saving these coins instead of spending them because they were both a tribute to a beloved president and contained valuable metal. This led to a shortage of half dollars in circulation. To solve this problem, the composition of the coin was changed. In 1965 the silver content was reduced to 40%, and by 1971 silver was completely removed from regular circulation coins. This change was necessary due to rising silver prices and the need to keep coins in everyday use. The 1974 half dollar comes from this later period when coins were made using a copper nickel clad composition instead of silver. During the early 1970s the United States was going through a time of economic change. Inflation was rising and the country was adjusting after the end of the Vietnam War era. Coins like the 1974 half dollar reflect this period because they were designed for practicality rather than precious metal value. The coin was minted in large numbers at facilities like the United States Mint, including Philadelphia and Denver. Despite these high production numbers, the half dollar was not widely used in daily transactions. People preferred smaller denominations like quarters and dimes, so many half dollars were stored away rather than circulated heavily. Another interesting part of the history is how the half dollar became more of a collector's item over time. Even though it was still legal tender, its limited use in everyday life made it less familiar to newer generations. This helped preserve many coins in good condition, especially those from the 1970s, including the 1974 issue. The 1974 half dollar does not mark a major design change or special anniversary, but it represents a stable period in the Kennedy series where the design and composition had settled into what we still see today. It stands as a continuation of the tribute to President Kennedy and a reminder of how coinage evolves with economic needs. Over the years, collectors have taken a strong interest in the full Kennedy half dollar series from 1964 to modern times. Building a complete set allows collectors to follow the historical journey from silver coins to modern clad coins and understand how external factors like metal prices and public demand influence coin production today. The 1974 half dollar is